Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is our live after show chit chat, honey, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14. Yes, 14 seasons of foolishness. And here we are tonight, okay? I hope everybody had a great weekend. We'll have a great work week and stuff, okay? Because, we get a little chit chat. I hope everyone has either already watched the reunion. Okay, because we're going to talk about what they talked about. Now, I feel like this is going to be a 3-part reunion because the part 1 was like a little bit. It wasn't boring. But I feel like they're going to cover, it's a lot more to cover. Okay, so I think it's going to be a 3-part reunion. Okay, but y'all know first things first. If you have not done so already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and Zan. Okay, that's the thing to do. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter. Y'all know to like the video. Okay, comment in the comment section for the live because of the conversation between me and you. And if you're watching the replay, comment in the comment section there too, because I still want to see what y'all say, okay, even when we're not live or whatever. So thank y'all to those who are currently watching this live. Thank you to those who will be watching the replay. And let me say this right now. If you are watching the replay, you do know you can fast forward through the waiting room music because you're not on a live. Okay, it's funny when I see comments in the comment section of the replay. Oh my God, the intro was so long. Well, guess what? Fast forward through it. You hear me? Fast forward through it. It's okay to fast forward because the point of the waiting room music, for those who may not know, this is a little teachable lesson. It's so on a live when we're waiting for folks to come into the room, it gives them time. YouTube can notify y'all that we live. Y'all can go get a drink while waiting. I put my lipstick on. I comb my hair down today, okay, or whatever. But yes, the waiting room music is solely for the live. Okay, it's to give folks time to come on in, sit on down, say hello to each other. Okay, it's a party. Enjoy the music, but if you're watching the replay, you don't have to sit through it. You don't. You can just hit fast forward and get into what I'm saying. Hello, and that's it. Okay. So please don't be in the comment section complaining about waiting room music on the replay. You can fast. Do you watch at home when you're watching movies? Okay. Do you sit through the credits? No, you hit skip. You hit fast forward to get to the meat and potatoes of it, okay? But I just wanted to mention that in case people did not realize, you can fast forward through the waiting music on a replay, okay? But hey, y'all, how y'all doing today? How is all my people doing? Hello, hello, hello to everyone around here. Hello, mama. Hello, mama. That is my mama and stuff, okay? But hello to everybody around here. Hi, hi, hi. You caught a whole live round here, okay? Because this is what we do. Okay, around here. Now I think tomorrow I'll probably be live for I want to do a live conversation about the whole Kardashian, Ray J, Kanye situation, because I feel like people don't get things, Chloe and what's that man name? Lamar, okay, Chloe and Tristan, Kim and Reggie Bush and Nick Cannon and Ray J and the other ex-husbands and the I feel like it's a conversation to be had. So tomorrow 9 p.m., I think I'm gonna have some kind of Kardashian conversation of foolishness over the years. I'm thinking that may be the title. I don't know. We're gonna see. But that would be, a live for tomorrow at 9 p.m. Because I feel like I want to put my hair up so bad, y'all. Y'all don't know how much I want to put my hair up and just be like whatever. Because it's on me and this is weird. Or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be what we're gonna probably talk about tomorrow evening for the live, a little conversation and stuff and whatnot. Okay. Thank y'all, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for all everything, you know what I'm saying? Thank. I want to hear about the scam by Sheree. Well, I'm thinking, after we already had that conversation. We've already fully discussed Scam and Sheree in detail. Okay, Scam and Sheree in detail. Okay, but it is what it is. I'm like, it's fine. Okay, because I just feel like it may be a thing. I hate we gotta wait till tomorrow to speak on that, but I'm grateful to catch it. Yeah, I think Kandi said because Kandi said on her page she's doing like I guess multiple lives. I know she's doing one with Scotty, but she's like I'm doing quick interviews with different bloggers who have been reviewing the show all season. So she's gonna be, I guess, speaking on it all day tomorrow on her channel. On different people's stuff, okay? But I know she did a speak on it because I'm saying it's what it is, okay? But yeah, as the Kardashians turn, right? I want to have it because even though we watched the live, we watched Ray J's live last night. I haven't fully had a conversation about what we watched. So I'm thinking that will be tomorrow. Okay. But today is about the Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, the reunion part 1, a conversation. I want to kind of stay on task, y'all, to get it done and over because I got to get off of here and go and watch House of the Dragon and whatnot. And so I want to get around here and get that done. Okay. Now, we already had a conversation for the fashions. We did that, I feel like a week ago or two, when the fashion came out. So we're not going to take too much time to discuss what anyone's wearing. Okay. But what I want to discuss is still how it looks on camera. Okay. How it was. Now, the set to me looks amazing. Okay, it was a Jamaica theme, which I don't understand why it's a Jamaican theme. I guess that was the one trip they took that was like expensive or whatever. So I guess whatever. But fine. But it should not be because of Sanya. Girl, you was in America right now. Leave us be, okay. But I loved the look of the reunion with the little moat, how they on like a little island. Okay, they can't get away from nobody. Okay, it's just them there surrounded by water. Okay, so it does look amazing in my opinion. Okay, so they for sure stepped their game up in how this reunion looks. Okay, and whatnot. I agree. The birds were weird because that sometimes the birds were just chirping and saying things or whatever, but we shall see. Okay, I don't know. Now, I want the seating. Let's have a quick conversation about the seating. So on one side, we're going to discuss this side first. Okay, stay on task here. We have Sheree, Kenya, Kandi. I feel like when everyone walked out, they were confused about the seating because when Drew came out first, okay, then Sanya came out, then Sheree came out. And even Sheree said, this is interesting. Okay, I think everyone was confused because you would really have thought they would have put Sheree over there with Marlo and Sanya and put Drew over there with Kenya and Kandi. And I feel like, girl, I guess it was what it was, okay. But I did not agree with the scene. I think it could have been Kenya, Drew, Kandi. On the other side, it could have been Sanya, not Sanya. It could have been Sheree, Marlo, Sanya, because they put Marlo and Sheree first, who didn't have any issue. And usually the way first seat go is whichever two women were kind of butting heads the most, usually are set across from each other. So I was like, I don't know. It was weird for me, but I'm gonna leave that be. Okay. But girl, I was confused. I didn't mind, and I get that Marlo had the most stuff, but Marlo caused drama, but I still feel like she did not deserve first chair, in my opinion. It's because I don't like her. Okay. It's you can always watch the reunion. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you can always watch the reunion. I'm just saying now. Don't come to my job critiquing me. We discussing stuff that's in my notes that I want to discuss, my love, my baby, my sweet babies. But we're going to discuss everything because it's a reunion. And the part of my conversation is, the reunion. So, don't come around here telling me what happened. Did you watch it? I watched it. I know what happened. But right now, we talking about this. Is that okay with you, Linda Scott Forney? Is that okay? Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission? To have a conversation that I want to have with the JayBirds. Let me take a poll. Let me ask the JayBirds. Okay, is anyone not happy with me discussing the seating? Just let me know. And I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I'm not trying to bully anybody. But sometimes you come around people's places and you say things. We see it and we like, what you got to do? What you doing? What you doing? I'm having a pure conversation. I'm being a creative, creating content, doing things my way. Life is a highway. I want my way all night long. Okay, that's all. That's all. Okay? And because I realize folks be trying me in these comments, but I'm always nice and I ignore shit. And some folks taking my kindness for weakness, I'm going to start realizing and checking folks in the moment of. But all in love, though. Because all opinions are wanted and open here. But please don't come around. We talk about it. So what? They had to, you don't have to watch me, my love, my baby, my sweet babies. God, it's weird. It's weird when people come around here and say they are. So what? So, okay. There are many things we all talked about forever. And we have more conversation. But please don't come around here trying to critique me. Don't do that. That's rude for one. Okay. Don't tell that's what you're saying is I don't care about what you're saying. That's what that comment means. The seating has been talked about for 2 weeks. What happened during the reunion? It's saying what you saying right now, Jaylee, I don't care about. And anyone who agree with that, please also exit stage left. And I mean that with the purest intent of love and not no hate in my heart. Okay? Stop trying me, y'all. Stop doing it. You don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Okay? Anyway. Okay? And ask my mama, because my mama's the PR queen. We appreciate all the support and everything will be discussed. Okay, but please don't say what I'm saying don't matter. Thank you. Now, as I was saying, why the fuck is Sheree sitting right there? As I was saying, as we was conversating about, okay, and whatever, and also this is the look of the reunion. Okay, seeing them sitting there looking gorgeous, okay, and whatnot. I still feel like Sheree Ash should be over there sitting between Sanya and Marlo. Okay, that's my whole point. Okay. Anyway, so we also know they look good. Now I will say that Sheree dress, the color looks great here. Okay, looks great here. Sheree dress I thought was boring in the still shots we saw. I like the color here. It's still boring because it's still whatever. But again, it was what it was. Oh, Ebony sang a song. You sing a song. What's on to just sing? Cause we can have a sing along. Y'all know we be singing up here. Anyway, Kenya dress here I don't like for some reason. I think it may be how she's sitting right now, how her arms are placed. I don't like it right here, but I like her dress overall. Kandi dress still looks amazing. Kandi's dress I like the most, truly. Sheree's boobs look like she had a great doctor. But I believe everybody on stage except Sanya has had their boobs done. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Okay, have a nice, confetti. Bye. Be blessed, though. On your way out of unsubscribing to me. Be blessed. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Sheree boobs look like she, had a great doctor. But so we know Kandi had a boob job. We know everybody around here, has had some kind of work done. But Sheree boobs, they don't look bad though. I'm saying. But let's look at the other side of the couch. Okay, the other women. Because I had to show both sides one by one. Now look, y'all know, look. I dislike Marlo dress even more now because what we see here is a conjumbled mess. It's like she's sitting in a bowl of tulle. Okay. So I don't like Marlo dress here because again, sitting down, it don't look right. Drew dress has to be my favorite dress. I saw Drew, y'all know what Instagram. Drew posted her dress on her IG, and I want to show y'all why I now feel like Drew is the best dress because her dress that she showed was absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I love the dress here. The dress here, even the gloves work here. So I feel like the photos that we saw that Bravo put out before, her dress was amazing. I like the dress here. I like the gloves here. It's a look here. Now she didn't have to have the gloves, but I don't mind the gloves. Okay, again, I don't care when you see the fullness of it. Drew was best dressed. Period. I said, come on now, Drew. Come on now, Drew. Right. It don't even look like, because that's why I always say when they had the pictures and they had the flashes on and stuff, whatever, you sometimes can't see the true color of the dress, the full detail of the dress or whatever. But Drew right here, to me, was best dressed. And I can take the gloves. I can take the gloves. Okay. I don't mind the gloves no more. Because at first I did not like it. I did not like it. But here I said I like it. Okay. But I do not I still don't like Marlo's dress. Sanya's dress still to me looked like a conjumble mess. It looked like Two-Face, the from Batman, Two-Face man, one side, one side. I still think her dress is a scuba suit and a snow suit and a swimsuit, okay, and the flower bee suit, okay, and all kind of suits. But it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Now, again, I still feel like because when Drew seen Sanya come out and sit next to her, she's like, well, that's really okay. I guess so. And then she seen Marlo. She's like, Marlo, I'm in between these two. And the reason we thought it was weird was because Drew and Sanya had the most beef all season. And I was like, wow. Could you really expect for some people to, be able to have their confrontation? I can't cross, or cross each other versus sitting next to somebody and, you have to kind of turn and say, because I'm like, look, the fact that Portia and Kenya, had that, what I'm saying, that fight, you should be like, don't put people who really don't rock with each other next to each other. Just saying, okay? But it was what it was, okay? I was like, I guess so. But on to the faces, okay? Because we never saw the close-ups of their faces and stuff, and we're gonna just leave it here for the rest of the review because I ain't feel like getting different shots of everybody's teeth, okay, and whatnot. So to me, all of their face cards looked great. Okay, all of their face cards look great. What we do know is I'm put it up wider so I can see the whole thing or whatever. Drew hair and makeup still looks heavy here, but her wig don't look bad. Her wig looked bad because the flash that we saw before made her look different or whatever. But here, I'm okay, the wig don't look bad, but her makeup to me still looks really, really heavy. The pinkness, the blushness of it all is real heavy. Kenya's hair to me is a lioness, man. I like it. I like Candy's hair. Candy's hair here looks less poofy than it did on the first picture that we saw. Sheree, y'all know her face card always gives. Sanya and her slick down edges was fine, but her dress still to me is two pieces. Okay, it's two faces, it's two movies, it's two everything. Okay, it's Noah's Ark 1 and 1 and 2 or 2. So yeah, but again, all of their face cards look amazing. Again, no one looks bad per se. Let me say, no one looks bad per se. I just do not like I don't like Marlo dress, and I didn't like Sanya's dress. After seeing anything else, I think everybody else looked fine. Okay, I'm saying? Anyway, but I was like, I just still can't believe they put Drew and Sanya sitting next to each other. Anyway, so the beginning of this episode, they get on to who's the bone collector. Okay, who's collecting the most bones? It used to be Sheree. She's always been a bone collector, but this season she had a competition between her and everyone else because, truth be told, they tried to make it seem as if Sheree and Sanya with the battling bone collectors. But again, they showed us how everybody at one point or the other was around here collecting bones. Okay, collecting bones from one person, taking them to another person. Everyone around here was passing rumors and gossip and people's business amongst each other. But at the same time, I feel like that's almost the point of the show because you can't be saying stuff and think nobody's gonna find out what you said. Okay, now they get on Drew, who said she felt like Sanya does not have a mind of her own because at the end of the day, Sanya was the one switching up, being cool with her, but never had that energy for Sheree and Marlo, who also did crazy things. Okay, now Drew said, I still feel like Sanya does not have a mind of her own. Okay, she's a great runner. Okay, she's running. She's a track star. Like, she's a great runner, but I still do not feel that she has a mind of her own. I feel like Drew is now making sure to keep her foot on Sheree's girl, not Sheree. Drew wants to keep her foot on Sanya's foot. Okay, to stop from running. Because Sanya's first issue was the fact that, well, Drew and how she moving and acting with Sheree and not finding her assistant, I don't like that. So because I don't like that, whatever, that was her first kind of doubt my issue. It had nothing to do with her, but that's what she said. Okay, so Drew thing was okay, but you don't have that same energy for anybody else. Like everyone around here, especially Sheree and Marlo, has taught cash stuff about everybody here, but you buddy with them. Okay, right. I guess yeah, she was a sad kid, not a solo player. So that's the reason Drew girl, get my words together. That's the reason Drew feel like Sanya don't have her own mind. My thing is nothing Drew did should have offended Sanya so much that's who she beefing with. I'm like, Sanya, you didn't have to beef with anybody this season at all. You could have been cool with everybody. So it was weird that she kind of held on to this thing about how fake Drew is, and Drew's one way at one point and one way. I'm like, I feel like everybody feel like Drew is Drew. I don't think there's an on-camera Drew or off-camera Drew. I think Drew was who she is, good, bad, or indifferent. And I just did not understand Sanya's issue with that. Okay, and so Drew, like, I still think she's a flip flopper. Okay, I still think that. Okay, but she's a great runner. And then when Sanya then said, "Well, I'm more than a runner," I say, Sanya, you cannot ever say I am more than just a runner. When every sentence you say, I'm a 4-time Olympic gold girl, you always remind us that you are an Olympic gold running medalist person. You tell us how much you are or were a runner and a track star. Okay. She then says how Drew has only accomplished being mediocre. I was like, I feel like when people say regular folk are mediocre, if Drew was mediocre, then what is the fans of the show? If Drew has only accomplished being mediocre to you, Sanya, what does that mean that people watching the show have accomplished? Because I'm not on the Housewives of Atlanta, so I'm less than mediocre. I'm less, because I think it's Drew saying she's a great runner is true to me. You are a great runner. You won the 4 gold and the 1 bronze, so you don't want to admit that to winning, but you won it, okay? So it's like, how are you out here saying Drew was mediocre? Right, because if Drew was mediocre, what is Sheree? What is Sheree? Sanya thinks she is better than Drew. That's not cool. We already discussed her breast. You late, mama. We already said her breast was done by a really great doctor. Right. What is Marlo? If Sheree, if Drew was right, I'm like, it's weird to me how some folk come around here and they try to shade somebody and you end up shading everybody else who is either not, and I won't say worse than, but in a different position than that person. Because and the thing about it is, you and Drew are on the same show. So are you also mediocre? Because it's somebody how many has anybody won more gold medals than her? Because so can the gold medalist who's won 20 gold medals, okay? Are you mediocre to them? Because you've only won 4. And my thing is, you are in your own lane. And she said you're a great, so she gave you a compliment that you may be, saying, you don't have your own mind on the show, but you're a great runner. That's a compliment. It was a shady one. It was shady. But I was like, I'm like, damn, she only accomplished being mediocre. I was like, that's not nice. And no one I know feels like Drew is this world-renowned, amazing actress to where she's acted in so many things that we know she's this great. I think Drew is great in what Drew does. But at the end of the day, we know her name. We know who she is. So I'm like, to say you've only accomplished mediocrity, you are also talking cash shit about Marlo and talking cash shit about Sheree. Because they haven't done much other than be on this show and get some cute clothes. And that's about it. That's really about it. Okay. Anything else is uncivilized to me. So it's like people really should not be out here trying to dog other people for what they have done when y'all are on the same platform at the same time. Drew been on for this her second season. This your first season. And my thing is, I would not want to be around here with mediocre people. She's a mediocre housewife. Okay. But again, and I also feel like Sanya don't know how to talk shade. And sometimes our shade can come off, you know what I'm saying, girl, you think you better? You think you better? And this is my thing. Sanya really has no right to really have such a disdain for Drew. Because truth be told, is Drew aggravated sometimes? Yes. Okay. Can Drew be a bit extra sometimes? Yes. She's an actress. Okay. But I still like Drew, despite all that shit. Okay. Drew has done notable things, maybe not a lot, true, but she asked Sanya should send that question over to Sheree and Marlo. Perhaps Sanya knows Drew in her element, acting TV. Sanya's like a fish out of, and that's the problem. You can't come on these shows not paying attention. Right. Sanya don't even know why she mad at you. She arguing with herself. Okay. With herself. I do agree. Drew redeemed herself this season. We know last season Drew was doing too much. I think season one, a lot of folks do too much in one way or the other. I didn't mind Drew last season, however, but she made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? She did. But I do think this season she played well with the people. She did. Okay. But we're going to let that be. Okay. Now they get into Sheree. Sheree being back for the 1,000th time. This is how go with her fourth comeback, either third or fourth comeback since she was let go the first time. I'm like, oh, you're back now. You had the fashion show, so how was she by Sheree? Now, Sheree said, my line is finished now. And okay, so it's finished. So, but I went to your website today and nothing is on your website, not right now. And she said it's going to launch the night of the finale. You'll be able to buy stuff. Lies. Okay. The fact that this was shot a few weeks ago, prior or whatever. So the fact that she was still, even at that point, not ready to launch the website is funny to me, because you got Sanya calling Drew mediocre as a second season housewife. Sheree, who's come back 4 times, has had the She by Sheree brand in her head for 14 years, and she still ain't did much with it. That's the definition of being mediocre. Of being handed the baton and a torch, okay, and a promotional, because Housewives is a great way to promote. We'll say that. I think she's had the best opportunity, okay, to show what she can do, and the fact that she still has not really just done what she was supposed to do is crazy to me. Okay, so it's like, you just want Sheree to be prepared, and she might not be. Now, somebody put in a comment, Miss Wynn said the website is back on. Okay, so guess what? Guess what we finna do real quick for a little second? Because she said, now, she may be late, and she was not never, ever on time. But the website is back up. Okay, Spotify, it's not Spotify, no, Shopify. Shopify has brought her stuff back. Okay. With a 20% off, a 20% off discount, off of the Trina set. She not by Sheen. Girl. At least she trying, y'all. At least she trying. Okay. Now we finna go look at these. We're gonna look at this. Sheree is on the mission to help. Girl. She says she still out here trying to help people. Okay. What she took down was her saying she's been had his line out since 2008. That's gone. Okay. You can't see the prices on the first page as you could before. We're gonna have to go into some things and see the prices. If she this tank is now $42. Oh, it's a whole website. Oh, she had a whole website. Okay, but let's shop, y'all. Let's see if we click shop. Okay, let's see. Is the price different? I want to see. So you have to go into stuff to see the price. Well, the hoodie, y'all, the hoodie is still $252. Okay, the hoodie, which just says She by Sheree, is still $252 from sizes small to XXX. But let's see if the little t-shirts. Okay, her t-shirts went. Oh nope, y'all. The t-shirts are still 104. So the prices have not changed. The prices have not changed. Okay, the t-shirts are still $142. Okay, her tumblers are $40. If it's a good tumbler, that's not a bad price. I'll say that, because as long as you keep your stuff cold, it doesn't matter. So again, okay, even though right here it says summer jogger tee, this say 82. When you go in, it says 142. Oh, if it's a signature, what does that mean? With Sheree's personal signature is 142. Without her signature is $82. Now I don't know why anybody wants her to sign some shit. I mean, a signature. Girl, I don't need no signature. Okay, I just want to see the other things may be a bit cheaper. So the wrinkled tee, they have not ironed the t-shirt. Okay, no one said, hey, let's iron the shirt. They haven't done that. So if you want her personal signature, it's 142. The otherwise is 82. I still ain't paying $82 for no goddamn t-shirt. Not gonna do it. But I want to see if the hoodie is that what a signature? No, the hoodie is okay. So the hoodie is that's what it is. So if y'all want to go and shop Sheree's website, I'm back on Swing, y'all. If y'all want to go shop her website, y'all can. Okay, her web. Now I will say that it looks better. Okay, it's a better look to it now. It's a better look. The trucker hat is still $40. Okay, the jogger pants are still $162. So if you want to go and buy from She by Sheree, if that is your cup of tea, okay, if that's your cup of tea, go ahead and get you. Now this little tank, which was 102, she can, she will, she did. With her personal signature is 102. Without it, it's 42. Now, why this tank top is 42 and the other shirts are 80 something is stupid to me. They all should be $42. You would sell more for $42, but that's on Sheree. Okay, that's on Sheree. But again, she round here with stuff now, y'all. Okay, she round here with stuff. Y'all go get her wrinkled ass shirts. Okay, or get a gift card. You can get a gift card too. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted, because somebody said, I said, oh, it's back? Oh, it's back? Okay. Right. Her signature is an additional 60. I'm like, what can it give me? A signature? Girl, let's move on. Okay, I forgot where I was. Somebody said that lady was around here. Oh, it was on her lives that, when the reunion was on air, she was going to be, her site will be. The reunion was a week ago. So it took her an additional week to get her website up. Okay. But again, I'm sure some people will pay for stuff from Sheree. I won't be one. Okay. I got my own tumblers. I got my own hoodies. I got my own t-shirts. Okay. Go ahead and shop JayLeesCorner on Teespring if you want to get something that's more affordable. Okay. Now, Andy had a fan question. asking Kandi, Kandi, why would you online tossing shade at Sheree? Okay. Why? And I'm like, it's weird to me when people ask, why is anyone tossing shade at the other person after they're seeing what's said? Because for me, I feel like once any of them has seen some shady shit being said by somebody else, it's free game to respond. If Marlo seen shade tossed by Drew and Marlo want to respond, whatever. Okay, I think her response is whatever's gonna be. You hear me? Okay. However, Kandi said, look, they were saying that Kandi was tossing shade on She by Sheree. I feel like when someone's had 14 years, okay, 14 years out here to, um get their brand together, I think it makes sense that somebody may be like, well, Sheree, you've had all this time to do something. Why you ain't did it? You have 14 years and you haven't done it. And she's like, well, no, I haven't, Kandi. I feel like it was a valid question, girl. Okay, put my hair up, y'all. It's on my nerves. It was a valid question. Okay. Not oops, I lied. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but King, like I've always wanted her to win, okay, but she tossed shit at me and I tossed it back at her. And I was like, the confessional shade is shade based on things said, okay. Even the speak on the shade is because she's responding to stuff that's in the episode. So I don't think that shady things or whatever is back and forth stuff. Sheree then Kandi, I don't even talk shade at you. So girl, we saw the show. We saw the show. So you can Sheree up and make the same way Sheree lied and said her site will be up and running when the finale aired. That was a lie. It's the same way her saying she has never taught shade at Kandi was a whole lie. They then show her talking shade in her confessionals and her sitting up there talking to Marlo about how Kandi is a bad friend. I'm looking like the lies, the lies, the lies, the lies. It's all up and through. Okay, everybody on the show, Andy said everybody here talks about each other. All of y'all say stuff about each other, either in the confessional or during the season. So Sheree, stop acting brand new. Okay, I was like, girl, bye. And we know for a fact they're gonna always show the production edits of them talking cash stuff. Just saying. And then Sheree then said how, I know Kandi on her show every week and she used me for clickbait. I know because I'm good clickbait. I'm going to say this. Is Sheree good clickbait to us bloggers, us YouTubers, us regular folk? Yes. But Kandi don't need clickbait. I agree. People they do. They'll say Kandi's a quiet. Okay, and then she's speaking. Oh my God, is you can't have, when Kandi's activated, watch out. Because when she gonna give it to you. Okay, she gonna give it to you. Period. Now, again, I'm going. Kandi does not need Sheree as clickbait, and can't each speak on it was literally about the episode. So if the episode was about Sheree and Tyrone, why would you think that she's not gonna talk about you and Tyrone? If the episode's about you bragging on your house, did she use the money from Tyrone? It's whatever. We've all said that. Okay, Kandi was like, girl, I don't need you to look bad, girl. Let's talk about. Okay, now, what was they say? Fan question. Fan question on why did Sheree talk cash stuff about Drew? Drop it with Drew. It's when it took her 14 years. It's been 14 years, sir. I've never had my clothing line out, sir. Never, ever, ever. But again, it took you 14 years to attempt to produce a line that was not available until today, September 11th. Okay, Sheree gonna say, I am fashion. I am fashion. When? Sheree, in my opinion, don't dress as great and as expensive as she used to try to dress in the early seasons. Okay, But she said, I am fashion, okay? And so I have a fashion line. But you barely have a fashion line, Sheree. You barely have a fashion line. The shit just can't, we just was really able to see your website today, okay? And we still don't know what's going to happen with it. We still don't know if it's real. We still don't know nothing. Right. Sheree toss on labels and call it fashion. That ain't fashion. Is not you paying a lot of money for clothes. That's not fashion. That's called shopping. You may be a great shopper. If you can't put pieces together to look cohesive, to look like a look, that's fashion. What I do, in my opinion, what I do is fashion. I buy pieces at different times, put shit together to an outfit. To me, that's fashion. Sheree spending $2,000 on an outfit from Gucci, that does not make you fashion. It doesn't. Anyone can spend money on high price clothes and wear them. That does not make you fashion. It does not even make you, because I feel like anybody walking around in those all when they had the print all over, that ain't fashion to me either. Because walking around in a Gucci suit with a Gucci print all over it, to me, is not fashion. Now, if you want to buy Gucci and then dress it up because buying a Gucci shirt and a Gucci pair of pants with some nice shoes that doesn't say Gucci, 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 but looks Gucci is fashion. Having a plain white shirt from Fendi, having a badass pencil skirt from Louis Vuitton with some cute Chanel heels, that's fashion. Making a look cohesive is fashion. I know. Look, they don't want me to get rich. You hear me? They don't want me to get rich. Okay? Because if I get rich, which I'm going to get one day, I'm going to get rich. Okay? I will show you fashion. I'll show y'all fashion now. On my budget. Okay? So Sheree said, I'm fashion. So you don't have a fashion line. No one, we ain't seen nobody in your look except Andy in that wrinkled ass hoodie. That's it. When you watch, y'all know I love watching Project Runway. When you see if the designers have to make an outfit, that's fashion. Yeah, name brand does not always look good. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But she said Drew does not represent fitness or workout, so that's my issue. And my thing is, I hate when she basically called Drew out of shape. Is what she basically said. And y'all know me, I'm like, people shade. My thing is, Sheree, you stand more for fitness than fashion. Truthfully, you are more fitness than fashion every day, my love. You really, really are. Okay, so the thing about it, Drew, who's trying to have a new business, makes sense. And Drew being somebody who, for lack of a better term, did not have the perfect body, saying, let's lose weight together, let's drop it with Drew, it makes sense. I always say, who wants to work out with somebody whose body is naturally, slim and in shape? Who wants to do that? Because it's the same way I said about Kenya. I said Kenya hair has always been amazing. She has always had, her length. She's always had her own type of hair. So my thing is, Kenya's hairline can help other people hair be amazing too. But Kenya did not grow up using her hairline. But because she has her hair, it makes sense for her to do a hairline. So to me, that makes more sense. Drew's body is Drew's body. And her wanting folks to drop it with Drew made sense. Right? It's more believable. Because she's also trying to get her body in shape. So Sheree, again, when somebody, like I said with Sanya, when Sanya called Drew mediocre, and I said, girl, you're out here calling other folks who maybe not where Drew is, even less than Drew, your shade turned into shade for other people. So Sheree saying how Drew is not about fitness or workout, it's shade to anybody else who wants to lose weight with somebody who looks like them. Sheree so dumb. Sheree not only never did Drop with Drew, never did She by Sheree. She never made her own workout stuff. Girl, is you dumb? Right, Sheree. We have over the years we've seen every other housewife be up who gained a little weight, lost weight, or whatever. We've seen Kenya a little bit more thicker. We've seen Kandi a little bit more thicker. We've seen Nene be a little bit more. We've seen every housewife be a little bit more thicker over the years and having to work on whatever. We've never seen Sheree be thicker than another. She's always had a very much so in shape, muscular, fit body. Drew, who had kids, you know what I'm saying, had kids. So, of course, she had gained some weight, had not lost all the baby weight. But to me, Drew's body, even when she was a bit more thicker, was the same size as most regular people. So it aggravates me as a plus size woman that even somebody who's smaller than me, whose size should not be issue for someone to insinuate that they don't look like they can represent fitness and working out. To me, that's crazy. But again, people talk shade and the lens on everybody who actually is in that same. More people look like Drew body-wise than people who look like Sheree. And that ain't no tea and no shade to anybody. That's just, I'm just saying, in real life, people have bellies. People have thighs. Everybody is not always completely in shape like a goddamn workout queen. Just saying. Ooh, yeah, my back is killing me today, okay? But again, we just know for a fact that half the damn time Sheree is on some bullshit. Okay, so again, well, she not really, into this and she not really into that. If you say so, okay, whatever, Sheree. Now, right, Drew looks good if you ask me. If you ask me. Anyway, and Drew, it's like, look, we've all had stuff done. I had to have a hysterectomy. And Drew also brought up how she had issues. And people who do not want to acknowledge that sometimes us women have female inside issues that do make us gain weight. Not me, but them. You know what I'm saying? So Drew having to be honest about what her body went through, how she had to have a hysterectomy, and how she's been trying to work on her fitness. And I like that Drew said, I represent health and wellness because I was open about my health and wellness that I had to go through. Okay, we've all had something done. Because Sheree, like, you had a mommy makeover. I've never had one. Sheree never had to have one. And to me, that show how out of touch Sheree is with other people. Right, Keisha L? The program is for regular people to lose weight. It's not for people at a peak fitness level. The programs help people get there. We are all working on things to be better health-wise. But in Atlanta, people be quick for lipo every couple months. So I'm like, people, that's why it aggravates me that people like to make it seem like Drew be on bullshit. And I'm like, for real, y'all be ignoring Drew's real life situations because y'all don't like that lady because last season. And that don't mean Drew is innocent and that Drew don't do nothing wrong and she never said anything crazy. But what I will say is Drew usually is just honest about, her little stuff. Okay. But again, whatever. Okay, whatever. Um, do you think Marlo gave more once you confronted the show? I'm gonna get on Marlo at the end. I have a whole we're gonna have a whole conversation about Marlo. So I'm gonna start at comments so I can remember to circle back to it and saying, but yeah, okay. So right, come on now, all Sheree kids is grown. She had years to get Sheree. We never saw Sheree pregnant because when Sheree got on the show, her kids were already at least teenagers. Drew has little kids. Drew had little kids. Drew had that foot surgery. She could not work out because her foot was messed up. So I feel like, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Drew, but I'm like, for Sheree to say Drew does not represent fitness or workout. Can you imagine if I said I want to have a workout plan and someone said, well, she don't represent fitness? It's like, well, bitch, but people who look like me want to work out with people who, because you kind of can, you have a mindset of how hard it really is. To me, no judgment, Sheree body does not look hard for her to maintain because she has consistently maintained it. Kandi has shown us how she's kind of gained some, lose some, and how she's now working at keeping her body in shape. Okay, you know, Kenya had Brooklyn had that crazy shit with Mark, and so she had gained some weight, but she looks amazing now. You hear me? So I'm looking like people miss me with the bullshit. That okay. Anyway, now next thing up. Come on now, Sheree's full of baloney, okay? Sheree's full of baloney. Okay, baloney. Okay, right. Sheree don't even understand the fitness industry, changing her body and shame. Right, you can, right. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Everybody's fitness, health, wellness journey is different. And that's why I don't shame anybody because of their body. And not because I'm a plus size woman, because I'm like, who am I to speak on your own body that God gave you? It's up to that person to do whatever they can to change their body. But also, some of that is very, very hard for some folks. But some people don't like to admit that. It's easy for, oh, you just get up and go work out. Bitch, I'm tired. Because I got more body than you, okay? But again, Drew, like I had, things done, yeah, but I also had kids, I had this, had that, all this, girl, right? Marlo had lipo. But let's move on. Because we can brag on Sheree ass all damn night, okay? Now, fan asked, it was a fan question. I submitted some questions. I wonder if by part 3, if one of my questions could be asked. I don't know, but I'm like, I submitted some questions too. But whatever. So, fan question on why Sheree clothing line in her house took so long, okay, to get done. Okay, because Chateau Sheree / Chateau Thelma took years to finish, and not because any other reason besides, to me, money and contract issues. You know what I'm saying? Sheree was building that house back before COVID. Building houses now and for the past couple of years was a bit took longer because COVID stopped everything. Sheree was building that house when nothing was in her way except the banks. Okay, but whatever. And they said, "Is it true that you don't pay your bills?" The fact that Sheree sidestepped and cross-stepped and did circles around the question was music to my ears. Sheree don't pay her bills. Sheree said, well, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I work at my own pace, okay? I don't owe anybody any proof of anything. I can do whatever on my own, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My focus was always my family. Okay? And he said, well, your kids was grown. So it's like, right. The question was, why did she buy Sheree in your house take so long? And for Sheree's answers to be, well, because I've always really focused on my kids, okay? And I work at my own pace, okay? And I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Sheree built that house as proof that she did not need Bob. Sheree pushed forth She by Sheree to prove she was not a failure. So you are trying to prove things to other people, okay? It's the truth. She built a house so big to prove I'm that bitch, and it took you 10 years to build it because you couldn't afford it. And I'm a firm believer and do not purchase or try to purchase what you can't afford just to make other people feel like you are better than what they thought you were. Sheree could have built a smaller, still huge house that she could have afforded, but she didn't want to do that. And she did all that work, spent all that money, and not have that gorgeous, huge house that I still feel like she can't fully pay for. I'm just saying, okay. Now, but when Andy said your kids are grown though, so you because you can't say your kids is adults. Well, they weren't back then. And Drew said, so you don't pay people because of your kids. I see. Drew shade be unmatched if you listen. So you don't pay people because of your children. What? That ain't right. Okay. And Sheree then said, I pay who need to be paid. He said, Andy, he said, Sheree, so if somebody sends you a bill, do you pay the bill? My thing is this. We all have bills that we are sent that we may not fully pay in full because it's a high bill, or you may, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to ignore this month and pay. And I don't do that now. I pay all my bills every month. I'm not a skip a bill person. I don't do that. But we know some folk will not pay a full bill on time. We'll make payment arrangements if we have to, whatever, because that's sometimes life. You know what I'm saying? When we spend this, whatever. But I cannot hire someone to do something and then they send me the bill, and I say, well, I might pay, I might not, okay? Because she said it depends. Bitch, what? I said he said if someone sends you a bill, do you pay? She said, well, it depends, okay? You know what I'm saying? She then brought up how Marlo at one point said that she didn't like a dress, and so Marlo said she wasn't gonna pay for it. Marlo said, I was joking. I was joking. I said I did not want folk talking about me how they talk about you. And I said, you can't trust, you're right. You can't trust Sheree with money. You can't. Anyone who will say, I will hire someone to do something, and when they bill me, I might not pay them, is on bullshit. Okay. Kenya said, Sheree, you cannot not pay somebody just because you don't like what they did. You pay them and don't use them again. That's what you do. And it's true. Like, is it you just can't. You can't. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, girl, you know what I'm saying? I seen on IG earlier this week a girl who wanted to get some her hair braided by some locks or whatever. And the girl's work was horrible. The girl called the police because the client did not want to pay for the service. The police came and said, I know you don't like it, but you can't not pay because you don't like what was done. You have to pay for the service. And if you do not like the work, you take them to civil court to get your money back. I said, that's how you do it. Again, you cannot not pay someone for not liking what they did. What you do is you sue their ass, okay, for the work they did that was not worth the money. So Sheree is full of shit. And she do not pay her bills. And it seemed like for multiple reasons, okay? I think she used the excuse of, well, I don't like the work. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Okay. Now they get on her and Tyrone. Okay. Now she said that she now feels like he used her. Okay. She now feel like he was trying to do deals, but because he was not on the show, she would have to sign off on stuff because she was a housewife of Atlanta. And now my thing was, this must have been stuff he was trying to do after she was announced to be on the show. Because when Tyrone first got out, Sheree wasn't even contracted with Housewives at that point in time. And I feel like both of them tried to use each other because I feel like Sheree definitely wanted to use Tyrone as a part of her storyline. I think Tyrone absolutely wanted to use her to also do whatever else he could to get himself paid too. I fully do believe that. Do I believe he was using her? Yeah. But people from prison use people all the time. We all know how they had that prison talk. Where when they locked up or whatever, it's like, oh, I love you, girl. I want to be with you, girl. And you get out and it's a different shit. Completely different stuff. Okay. So she also brought up how she was pissed. I'm saying that once he was trying to set up stuff that he could not sign off on, she had to also sign off because she's Sheree from the show. That he would get upset because she would not sign off on whatever else he was trying to do. Okay. And I'm like, girl, well, at the end of the day, he called. This is my thing. And this is not in defense of Tyrone. This is not in support of Tyrone, but I feel like this Sheree's storyline was Tyrone. And if she was smart, she would have made sure to capitalize off her and him doing whatever. So whatever he's trying to do, make sure you get paid too. If you're trying to be with him. Now, she said how he was not sexually satisfying her. So that's why they stopped having sex. Because she was not happy with a ding dong. Okay. And I'm like, that can happen. That's her right. That's her prerogative. But I feel like Sheree never knows how to get the bag. I still don't know what she do to make money. I feel like she may get paid on IG or whatever. But I'm like, you can be making much more money to never have to come back to a show that shows us you still ain't doing shit. And that's no tea, no shade. But I'm like, you came back with a storyline from 14 years ago and the prison boyfriend. That's stupid. That's dumb. It does not make any sense. Now, we don't get no fucks about Tyrone, okay? We do know Sheree. You know, Sheree is the ticket, you know what I'm saying? But she never has the right responses to stuff. It always seemed like Sheree is making up shit as she go. Period. Now, they get on her and Martell. Now, while she never said Martell's name, we knew exactly who they were talking about. It was Andy asking, you got a new boyfriend? Well, he's not a boyfriend, Andy. You know, we're seeing each other or whatever. Okay, he does real estate. He does. I'm like, he don't do no fucking. Look, Martell don't do real estate. He barely. He don't have a license to do construction. Because Andy said, what does he do? Sheree could not fully explain what Martell does because Martell don't do shit. Just saying. Okay. We still waiting on that man to pass goddamn on builder's exam test. Okay. Now, the question was asked from a fan, or somebody said, why would you? Yeah, it was a fan question. Who said, why would you get with somebody knowing what he did to the ex-wife? Now, Andy didn't say, what did he do to the ex-wife? Now, I fully believe Andy don't know shit about love and marriage, Mel and Martell. I can believe that. I can believe Andy is far enough away from Carlos King where he isn't really watching the shows, you know, that Carlos do. But when Andy was like, what does he do? What did he do with his wife? Andy did not know. And to me, again, Sheree was just, she couldn't come up with a lot fast enough. Well, you know, I don't know. Bitch, you don't know? You don't know? Right. She was full of trying to she was fully on bullshit because she could not fully, that's why I'm like, Sheree makes dumb decisions. Sheree can have any man she wants except Barack Obama and Jay-Z, okay? But my thing is, Sheree choosing to be with Martell shows how much she thinks of herself. And there's no tea, no shade, but I'm like, you went from Bob Whitfield, who we saw you with. The next man we saw you with was Tyrone, who was out of prison. And after Tyrone from prison, you go to Martell Holt of Love American Huntsville, who was known as the man who cheated on his wife after during their 14-year marriage, had a baby on her, and the stuff is still it's still in the thick of it. It's stupid to me. Okay, and when she tried to, I don't know. You know what? Kenya said he was married and she didn't have a baby with his wife. I said, because if Kenya know, Sheree know. Okay, if Kenya know, Sheree know. And then I was like, you gonna lie and say I don't know. You do know. And my thing is this: for you not to know what happened with him and his ex-wife, that was all over the blogs, shows you don't do your research. I would never date a man as known as Martell and not look into what happened. Simply because I don't want to put myself into anyone's messy ass shit. And I can see if Mel and Martell have been divorced for a couple of years and the drama have been over. The drama is currently going on. Currently. With him and Mel, and then with Mel and Coleslaw, and now you and Coleslaw. Now remember, when this was recorded, it was before her and Martell was walking the streets of New York together. But the fact that once y'all came walking hand in hand for the cameras, for some attention, and the other baby mama called you an old hoe, you up here, oh, he's so nice. Oh, he's so, because why? This Sheree said, she said watching the show. Because let me go part by part. Andy said, what does he do? Sheree could not fully explain what his job is, but said he do real estate, he does construction, he's also on the show. Okay, and when the question came up of how can you be somebody who did what he does to the ex-wife, and Sheree then said, "What? I don't know what he did." Because Andy said, "What did he do?" Oh, I don't know. Kenya then said he cheated, was married, was cheating, had a baby or whatever, was cheating multiple times, and the last one resulted in a baby. Okay. Kenya then said that. And Sheree's response was, well, look, you know what I'm saying? I don't really, care. Like, I met him in person, whatever. He said, watching the show, I would not want to date him. Because what you saw on the show, I would not want to date him. Okay. But I met him in person. He's attractive, even though I don't care about how someone look. And when Kenya said, we know what we saw about. I say, bitch, Kenya. I said, Kenya, no. Because Sheree said she don't care about looks, and Kenya said we know because we saw Bob. I was like, that is so fucked up. Okay, but again, she said he's good looking or whatever. He's a different person than he is on the show. I was like, Sheree, bullshit. But again, all this that was being said is before more shit that we saw happening on social media. Right. I mean, look. Kenya didn't lie. Kenya didn't lie. But I'm like, damn, now you just gonna just shoot Bob like that, Kenya? So it's like, right. The way she pretended she didn't know things negatively about Martell, this proves his narcissistic ways working on her too. Therefore, she gives me desperate for a man vibes too. And that's why I said Sheree going from who she went through with prison ass Tyrone to cheating as narcissistic, manipulative Martell shows how she thinks of herself. Because Sheree is a household name. Sheree is beautiful. Sheree has a new expensive line that I won't shop at. Sheree has things going for herself to where she should not have to step into nobody else's messy shit. I would never, in my 50s, step into a messy situation with a man who was known for cheating on his wife, having a baby with the lady who was cheating with, okay? And then a lot of mess coming from that whole thing. Never. Even seeing now how Martell treats Mel, what I feel like he would treat me if we fell out. He has not even shown his ex-wife, who was the mother of his 4 children, any respect. Why would I want to be with somebody like that? Even if when I first, and we all know, the first 6 months, everybody has up their representative. Martell is showing her the best person he can be in the army. Okay? And she's sucking it all up. Because he's handsome, he has muscles. He's on TV too. And she's eating it up like a fool. I'm like, Sheree, why? Why? Not saying Martell does not deserve love eventually. Martell is not far enough removed from his bullshit to even be ready to start dating somebody else. You have 2 kids that's a year apart because you got your wife pregnant at the same time you had your mistress pregnant. Your ex-wife and your mistress, baby mama, still be having to kind of, fuss about shit, not against each other, but more with you on social media. Sheree face right here to me proves who she's. I'm just waiting to figure some shit out. I want to figure it out. I'm in my head. I'm thinking about it. It's crazy. And I'm trying, and I'm not saying this in any way to disrespect Sheree. I'm just saying Sheree, and it's proof of how people feel like, oh, if you are beautiful, you can have whatever you want. But if you look like Jaylee, maybe whatever. But I get what I got. Okay. But again, my point is, you would looking at Sheree, you would think she would not be low enough on the single totem pole to hold on to a Martell Holt. Now, we don't know how Martell will come out, let's say 5 years from now. Had this scandal with Mel and them, had that happened 5 years ago. So if 5 years ago he had cheated, baby, and all that shit, and it's now 5 years later, I would not be against her saying, yeah, I saw what happened them years ago, whatever, but he's different now because you've seen growth. We ain't seen no growth with that man at all. So again, Sheree up here on the damn Housewives stage trying to make it seem as if, he's a great person. Miss me with the bullshit. Okay. Now, the next fan question was about Kandi. Okay. Yeah. Sheree needs to know her worth fully. And I don't know how, look, this is my thing. I would never do anything to make me look stupid to keep people talking about me. And connecting myself to a man on a different show who was done a whole bunch of BS, it wouldn't make any sense for me. I would say, what do I gain for talking to you? I can't get my own show because I would not want to watch a show of Sheree dating Martell. Now, if Sheree had a regular dating show, I would probably watch that. But Sheree messing with Martell, it's like that's not even good press. It isn't. It really isn't. Sheree dating Martell makes bloggers more money than it makes Sheree. Because we discuss it and y'all come watch and we have a conversation. But Sheree and Martell really don't make money off them dating at all. In my opinion. Just saying. Okay, but let's move on. We can rag on Sheree ass all that we want, okay? Let's get to Kandi. So a fan was asking Kandi, why does she use off-camera shade or not off-camera information to like throw shade at people or whatever? And they brought up how, she used, when Fader was separated from Apollo, how she was dating, how Dennis had other women tattooed on his body besides Portia, and how Sheree was using money from Tyrone to build the house. I was like, it's weird to me that people make it seem like nobody else has ever said stuff when responding to people. And Kandi said, well, first of all, if somebody come at me and trying to toss me up under the bus, I'm going to respond with the info I have. That's just what I'm going to do. And I feel like a running joke has always been that Sheree used Tyrone's money to help build that house. And that is why he was still talking to her as of recent. Okay? That was a known common joke for the past couple years when Sheree was talking to Tyrone. So I feel like Kandi did not use any off-camera whatever. She made a joke based on stuff everyone had joked about for years. That's one. Phaedra dating Apollo. Phaedra dating while Apollo was. I'm sorry. Phaedra dating while still being legally married to Apollo, but he was in prison. Was also like kind of known. And yeah, she brought up the dinner stuff to protect Portia. Like he got other women, Portia should watch out. And then what happened? Portia should have watched out. I mean, thank God they got baby Pilar. She's a blessing. But Kandi wasn't wrong. So folks like to make it seem like Kandi was doing something that nobody else either has done or it wasn't stuff already being said. And to me, that question sounds like it came from somebody who don't or who have not fully watched all the seasons. So to them, it made it seem like Kandi was saying stuff that no one knew except her. Bitch, we all knew that stuff. We all knew this stuff. What the hell? Okay. Now, from that conversation, Marlo out the blue wants to bring up Kandi speaking about her and Todd helping Marlo get a show. Now, this information really was kind of off-camera stuff, but stuff known in Atlanta and known to people who kind of follow them or whatever. We know years ago, Kandi and Todd got a show greenlit for Marlo, Rico Chappelle, Funky Dineva, and somebody else. I can't think who it was, okay? And that show did not end up happening, and people have blamed Marlo. Kandi brought that up this season because why? Marlo kept saying that Kandi don't do shit for nobody, okay? So Marlo trying to say that Kandi should get over it about the show not going forth. That Kandi should get over it because Marlo felt like her contract wasn't right, okay? And Kandi now keep bringing it up. I'm like, bitch, what? you know, thank you, Wanda. Funky Dineva had mentioned this years ago. Funky Dineva was the first one who told us we had heard about the show being greenlit. And when it did not happen, he eventually spoke on it and said how Marlo had fucked up and shit. Rico Chappelle recently did an interview with DJ Richie Sky because he was on Love and Hip Hop or whatever. He brought up the show too and said how he also felt like the money they was getting wasn't a lot. Okay, but that don't matter. The point is we had already known about this before. So again, people making it seem like Kandi bringing up shit and she isn't. Her point was, Marlo, you can't say I don't help folk. Bitch, I helped you. I helped you. And the fact that Marlo then said, well, Marlo tried to make it seem like it was her and Todd. Like Todd was the one helping her. The fact that Marlo tried to discredit Kandi and only credit Todd is what Marlo tried to do. It's insane to me. It's completely insane to me. Because she said, why would I go to Kandi about a show? Kandi don't produce. I would go to Kandi about music. Kandi's not a producer. And I was like, bitch, what? Bitch, what? Ooh, bitch, what? My back earlier. I got to walk around, y'all. Marlo is completely full of shit. Okay? Marlo is really trying to make it seem like Kandi is taking credit for something she never did. Kandi is trying to make it seem as if she's a producer and she isn't. And Todd is the only one who kind of helped her get this show that never actually came out. And Kandi was like, you on bullshit. Okay, you on some bullshit. I'm not having it. Okay, the only reason I brought it up is because you kept saying all season that I don't help anyone when I help you. Okay, it's a lie to say I don't help people. That's some bullshit. And Marlo kept saying, well, no, it was Ty. Ty helped me. It was, girl, you're lying. Okay, and my thing is this. Anything, Ty is a producer. We know that. But to make it seem as if back then Kandi did not help is stupid. It's completely stupid. To make it seem like that was all Todd is stupid. Okay, and what Andy said, Kandi pitches shows all the time. And the fact that we've seen multiple spinoffs that Kandi has done on Bravo is stupid, Marlo. You sound stupid. You sound insane, okay? And I feel like she did that when Ty wasn't on stage for a reason. Because Ty gonna say, you're lying, Marlo. You're full of shit, Marlo, okay? And again, Marlo did horribly this season, okay? Let's move on to Drew versus Sanya. They're not friends now. Clearly, they're not friends. Drew brings up, because they like, why or what happened between you and Drew to have y'all kind of not be cool or whatever. And Drew said, I still don't know what I did to her. I still did not know because I did not do anything to Sanya, so I don't get why we have an issue. And what was funny to me, even if people feel like Drew act one way or the other, the question is still, Sanya, what did Drew do to you that made you not like her? What did she do to you? Sanya never really gave a reason. Sanya said, off camera, me and Drew had a conversation that Drew act like it never happened, that, I talked to her a little bit about me talking to Kenya about how I felt about Drew. And Drew says, well, no, we did not have a conversation before we all sat down together. Okay, Drew said, look, no. Sanya said Drew was always fighting with somebody, even though Drew would say in off camera, she don't like confrontation. So she like, Drew would say off camera, I don't like confrontation. But she said Drew was always fussing or arguing with somebody. And I was like, well, first of all, what does that have to do with you? What does Drew having confrontational arguments with other casts have to do with you? Someone not liking confrontation does not mean they won't check a bitch, in my opinion. Also, on the show, they all have confrontation with each other. That's just what it is. So I felt like Sanya was full of shit. She then said Drew blindsided her, went on the couch of them all talking together, that Drew acted like she did not know why Sanya was coming to have the conversation in front of everybody else. And Drew like, look, we had a conversation that probably was on producer cam, okay, while getting my makeup done. And while Drew was trying to explain some shit, Sanya kept cutting her off. So we never heard Drew explain what Sanya said happened. So I'm like, if you want her to explain to you, let her talk. It was weird to me that she would not let Drew say what actually happened. And I feel like if her and Drew had the conversation, it would have been on camera. It would have been on camera. So again, I feel like Sanya kept cutting her off for no damn reason. Also, we never heard Drew say what they talked about. But the bigger point was Sanya never could clearly say what Drew did to her. If you felt like Drew making it seem like y'all didn't talk about how she felt about you, so what? Because if you and her had talked off camera about something, why would you then come talk to her on camera about the same thing unless producers told you to do it? And if they told you to reenact some shit, I think she would then say, why are we having this whole drawn out conversation in front of everybody? We were just upstairs talking. And I also think Andy said, I'm tired of talking about it. Andy said, I'm tired of talking about it too. Because again, Sanya had no real reason to not like Drew. Yes, Miss D, she kept cutting Drew off. But complaining because the next question was why did Drew talk over? Why did Drew talk over? I'm like, Sanya just fully talked over Drew the whole time for no real reason. That's I'm like, Sanya full of shit. Let Drew get out her lie. If it's a lie, let Drew get out her lie, and then you call her out on that. But to interrupt her and not let her say what happened is stupid to me. And also, all of them overtalk each other when they're arguing. The only time any of them allows like conversations to happen is when they're just talking. When someone is arguing, they're all over talking each other. We never can fully hear anybody teach. So I'm like, I don't think Drew does something that nobody else on the cast does. And he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what folks do to not get exposed. Because truthfully, if Drew was lying, let her fully lie. Because producers or production can then run the tape back and prove she lying. But you not letting her say shit to me means you know she gonna say we didn't talk about that. And even if Sanya told her, like, I talked to Kenya about the stuff, I felt or whatever, I'm gonna tell you later. I don't think Drew would have thought later meant I'm gonna tell you in front of everybody else. Okay, so again, for me, Sanya never explained what Drew did to her ever. When they talk about Drew and Marlo saying that Sanya was clout chasing, using Kenya and Candy in that thing in that Mommy Nation photo shoot, the fact that both Drew and Marlo called her a clout chaser, but she's only upset with Drew. She's not mad at Marlo. And gonna say, well, because when Marlo got to know me, I think she knew that wasn't true. But she still said it. And if your whole point was you and Drew was not really friends, y'all weren't really hanging out, y'all were building a friendship. So her and Marlo and Drew's statement that you were clout chasing, wouldn't both of them need to know you more? But no, just Marlo. So Marlo wasn't wrong for saying it, but Drew was? Okay. Again, Sanya is full of shit. I don't know how many that is. Okay, you mad at one person and not both people for saying the same thing about you. Now, the fact that production, because then when she then said, well, who wants to, I can't clout chase off Drew because Drew only has, like, I think 500,000 followers. I said, oh, not her. I only have like 8,500. Okay, yeah, Drew has 561,000 IG people. Let's see how many Sanya Richards Ross has. Okay, she probably has more. Okay. Oh, Sanya has 418,000. So my thing is this: anytime someone has more followers than you, it can be a clout chase because she has over 100,000 more followers than you have. Okay, so again, girl, bye. Drew has you. I can't believe when she said Drew only had 500,000. I thought she had more. Bitch, you have less. You have less. Now, production was messy and put up people's followers or whatever. At the time, Drew only has 554. Now she's at 561. Okay. The thing is, the fact that they don't even have Sanya isn't even on the list. Okay, and the fact that Kandi has 10 million. Okay, 10 million followers. Okay, 10 million compared to you have the two people who have the most followers. Do your thing. Okay, do your thing. And again, Drew has more followers than you, so that could be a clout chase. Okay, point. But I'm leaving. Because again, I can rag on folks all day. Sanya does not know what to do to make herself look relatable to the viewers because everything she did was a crock of bullshit. If you ask me, just saying. And in my opinion, when Marlo and Drew said she was clout chasing, it made sense. You had the two people with the most followers, the longest running on the show, be at your thing. And for her to say, I didn't ask them to tag me or to post it on their stuff. You don't have to, but you have them involved brings eyes to the shit because you gonna tag. Anyway, so they talking and Sanya starts crying. Because Drew says things. I can't. Drew was still flopping on me and it hurts. It hurts me. Girl, the fuck. Okay. Sanya making a scene. She I just say she's flip flopping on me, just flipping on me, and I don't get why. And when Andy said, she's crying, Drew said, well, she has tears coming out. Yes. Drew said, well, I see she has tears. I do see that. Okay. And they said, well, that means I said, no. They meant your whole point. When they try to say what that means, she's crying. She's like, no, she has tears coming out. That's fine. And Andy then said, well, she's not a trained actor. And she said, is she? Because she fooled me. I was like, her point was anybody can make themselves cry for attention. It does not mean they're hurt. Because my thing is, all season on her interviews, Sanya made it clear that her and Drew weren't even friends. They weren't even cool like that. And now you crying? Who cries over non-friends? I would never cry about someone I wasn't friends with. Why would I cry about that? So Drew was like, okay, yeah, she has tears coming out. Yeah, she does. But, okay. And scene. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, right, boom. White women tears, they cry all the time for nothing. So to me, Sanya tears did not make no sense because all season, in every interview, me and her ain't friends. She act like we was friends. We were afraid to leave, but now you crying because she flipped on me, and I don't know why she flipped on me, Andy. I just don't know why. And they want to make it seem as if Drew not feeling any sympathy makes Drew the monster. No, bitch. Okay. I mean, tears are coming out. Girl, look. Okay, now let's get on Marlo. Y'all may not like me for what I'm finna say, but I don't care. I have to be honest in how I feel. The ending of the reunion, they talk with Marlo. Marlo up here in her I'm sad, I'm a victim voice. And hers, rocky. I just can't, I had my mom wasn't really there for me, and I was just in foster care, and I don't know, Auntie. I don't, you know what I'm saying? She had her, her woe is me voice, her 1-2 tears coming down, okay, crying about her mom, still not getting that she still needs her mom. Marlo did not move me not one bit. And I don't give not 1, 2, or 3 folks who feel like, oh my God, you have no sympathy for Marlo. No. None. Not at all. And let me say why. Marlo has never done shit for anybody. Okay. Marlo does shit for sympathy. Marlo doing this scene for sympathy did not move me. She literally, this is it. She's up here using her I'm sad voice, her shocky voice, about her mom who was still around. Her mom is still around in her life. She's saying her mom doesn't get, I still need her. She wasn't around long enough visiting us or whatever. She went back home, blah, 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 blah. And I don't care of who don't like me connecting these two dots. Marlo literally said to Kenya, your mama didn't want you. She said to Kenya, your mother never, no wonder your mama never wanted you. She said that to Kenya as a dig. Okay. But she's sitting up here wanting to cry because her mom is not around enough for her. Anyone who has mommy issues and you feel like your mama ain't there for you, you would never say to someone else as a dig, your mama don't even want you. For that reason alone, fuck Marlo. On her sympathy train for right now. And me connecting those things is not in any way to prop up Kenya. I'm just using that as an example of a person who has deep-rooted issues with their own mother saying to somebody else as a dig to hurt them that your mama don't want you, when we now see your mama barely wanted you to, is how Marlo is. But she now wants to sit up here and play victim. I cannot have sympathy for anybody who toss hate on others as a dig, but wants sympathy for the exact same reason they're tossing the hate. And all the years that Marlo has been on this franchise as a friend of, all the years she has been on this show as a friend of, she's never, ever been vulnerable. She's never shown others real, true compassion just based on human decency. And you can expect me to now feel bad for you because for a full season as a peach holder, you were a complete bitch. And the fans hated it. And now come the reunion, if I can get this sorrow, and I'm not saying that her story isn't sad. I'm not saying that she has not endured pain and hurt or whatever. I'm not saying that her life, her trials and tribulations don't matter. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, for the 14 seasons on the show, each season we've seen you have never, ever been vulnerable to anyone else's plight. Ever. Ever. You've never shown pure human decency when you could. So Marlo in this scene on this reunion of her sad talking, her low voice, her shaky voice, can miss me with her sob ass story. Okay. The whole season, this is who she should have showed us. This season, she could have fully shown us who she was, what she went through, why she is the way she is. But you could not show me that after showing your whole ass for a full fucking season. Kenya has shown her ass season after season, had good and bad moments, but we all knew Kenya had shit going on. So Kenya had good and bad moments over the seasons. Marlo has always been who she was, always digging in folk. Always. And in this season, talking cash shit behind Kenya and Kandi back and a little bit Drew back too. Okay. And she came on this reunion, and when they got to her segment or whatever, gave a full-time sappy ass, I'm so sad, woe is me because of what I went through story to make people not be able to go for her throat. And I was happy the whole time she was talking. Kenya was like, you can tell Kenya wanted to say, bitch, fuck you. Kenya was looking around like, I can't believe this bitch is up here trying to have this. Like, she wasn't looking at Marlo with empathy, and I don't blame her. Because the one hurtful thing you said to that lady, like 4, 5, 6 seasons ago, sticks with Kenya. You wanna know why? Because Kenya mama really did exclude her from her life. Whereas Marlo has access to her mama. So folks who want to make it seem like Kenya and Marlo are the same two villains, they not. They really aren't. We've seen great moments, friendly moments from Kenya. We've seen vulnerable moments from Kenya. We've also seen some fucked up moments from Kenya. When she pulled Kim Phil's chair, that was fucked up. when she had the cook lady come to the dinner with her and Kenya. So we've seen fucked up moments from Kenya. We have, but we've seen Kenya redeem herself little by little, and this season was a redeemable season from Kenya. But back to Marlo ass, miss me with your sob story. You waited to the reunion after full season of press, promotional interviews, so every piece of promotion you did this for the season was talking cash shit, doubling down on bullshit about everybody else. You've never gave any inkling of you trying to have any emotional connection. Never have you ever tried to be responsible for the shit you put out in the air. Ever. And you want to come on the reunion, bitch, and then play, oh, I'm just so hurt because my mom don't get it and people don't get what I went through. Not saying what she went through wasn't bad. Not saying that. But I don't give a fuck. So earlier, when I was asked, do I think Marlo gave more when she was in front of the show? I think Marlo don't need to be on the show as a peach holder at all. She's never given authentic. Because based on her in this scene and how bad her life was, you've been acting the whole goddamn time. So people, some folk may have seen, oh my God, I now get why she acts this way. Oh my God, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. People who've been through things do not have the right to be complete assholes to other people and then use their trauma as the excuse for why they are the way they are. She tried to cry 2 tears. She used her shaky voice. I was in all these foster homes from this age to that age. My mama still don't know this or that about me and how I need her and blah, 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 blah. Miss me with the bullshit. Completely. Miss me with the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, your mama still always been around you a little bit. And Kenya mama was like, bitch, fuck you. So again, her saying that to Kenya, but coming here this season at this reunion and trying to use her messed up bomb, her mama, as a reason for folks to feel for her, miss me with the bullshit. At 50 years old, however old Marlo is, I don't know how old, I think because I'm 40. I feel like Marlo 50. Okay, so at your 50-year-old age, you should know better. And again, you got a peach. And you didn't use any of that time to make anyone look at you any different. Now, Andy then asked Kenya if Marlo, was the housewife she expected her to be, get the peach. And Marlo said no. Instead of showing how great she could be, she went the complete opposite way. And she did. And she used them boys as a scapegoat. Her mama, and all season talk cash shit about Kenya and Kandi because she knew that would get her drama and camera time and clout. Hence why she's sitting next to Andy. So I gave 0 fucks about Marlo. Have we seen any of that all season? Throughout the season? I probably would have at least not said fuck Marlo as a person instantly. But you can't give me what you gave me during the season in your interviews and your confessional. You cannot do that at all. Okay, you cannot do that at all. and then want to come around here and be like, well, I had a hard time. I had a hard time. So, my mama don't be around me that much. I was a kid and this and that and that. And I'm like, look, I have a amazing, wonderful mama who raised me amazingly and as wonderful, as protective, as God-fearing, as every other great word in the dictionary that is out here of a mama I have. Everyone has been through some shit. I don't let anything I've been through, any trial, tribulation, or whatever, make me be a fucked up person to other people. I also don't use that to judge people in any negative way. I use it to connect to folk who feel like, well, because I was broke and poor or whatever. No, no, no. I was never in foster care. I've never been without. We've never had a life. My mom and my dad raised me and my siblings to the best of the best, and we still fell short as kids. Okay, I done that, but I'm like, just things have happened to me that was completely out of my parents' control. Okay, and it still has never made me in my adult life a fucked up person. I had anger issues when I was younger. My temper was like that. You know what I'm saying? But as an adult, I've never used any of that shit to be like a crazy whatever to anybody else. Never. But Marlo always do. So please miss me with the bullshit. You hear me? Okay. And can you also brought up how she opened up to Marlo about what she was going through with Mark. And Marlo would then use that shit as low blows all season. And we saw it happen. And when Marlo said, well, I didn't use any of it when we were friends, I was like, bitch, what? 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 Marlo tried to use her trauma as an excuse to be a bitch to anyone she saw fit to be a bitch to because she feels less than. When Marlo was at home in her Fendi or Prada pajamas in her penthouse, Marlo feel like a piece of shit. Marlo feels worthless. And because she feels worthless, she wants to make other people feel worthless. And that's the worst type of person to be. Everyone has flaws. Everyone also has fears and want to always be better. That's a part of life. This is being human. When you take your nastiness of how you personally feel and then put that on other people, that's that bullshit. That's what Marlo do. I can't respect Marlo for that. As mean and petty as Kenya has been in the past on certain on the show, I don't feel like Kenya has ever went so far to where she at some point or another within the seasons did not redeem herself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Marlo has never redeemed herself. She just uses an excuse as to why she keeps doing it. And I think that's the difference that I see between Kenya and Marlo. Because every time we say, what Marlo do, oh, but Kenya was on one season and not negating any of that. Not negating any of that. However, Marlo never redeems herself for the bullshit she put people through. Never. And that's the difference, okay? And for Marlo to say, well, I've never used what Kenya said to me while we were friends, but you still used it when you wanted to as a weapon against her. And that's Kenya's point. She could have been on here and been a great person, but she chose to do the opposite and be a complete bitch. Now, when Andy at one point asked her if she's had like good, relationships with men or whatever, She says no. She then, because people like to call me a whore, okay? But can't produce one man I've had sex with. I'm saying, I take the credit I have and dress well. I give no fucks about if Marlo was a hoe at all, because sex is whatever. But Marlo like to use people who are married, who can't, as she said, can't keep a man, who don't know how to dress. She uses things to come for people. And because you said you dated somebody who had money and who gave you money, which is a form of prostitution, you want to make it seem as if the whole rumors came because he was girl. No, a lot of folk can't prove somebody's John. Just saying. And if you taking your credit cards to buy fancy shit, well, whatever. But again, you get what you dish out. So for me, I feel like next season, they're not going to get rid of anybody. I feel like next season, we're going to probably see these 6 folk in some capacity and maybe 2 more new people in some kind of way. I still feel like Sheree and Marlo should be demoted to friend of shows. Period. I feel like Sanya can too, but she's not my friend. Okay. But again, I could not feel not any iota of sympathy for Marlo, but solely because of how she's acted and things she's done and said over the years on this show that she would never fully even just own up to not being the right thing to say. And again, I feel like this season could have been a huge redeemable moment to show us a side of her we've never seen. Instead, she showed us the absolute different side, or how bad she wants to be liked. Because at one point, she said, I've always felt like I, wasn't good enough, like I didn't belong, that folks looked at me as if I was too ghetto, and that's probably why I didn't get a piece before. I'm like, you didn't get... Again, she gave sympathy excuses and answers, and I gave no fucks. So a lot of folk like Marlo, and I don't. And she would have to be on the show for 5 more seasons, being a nice ass person, for me to ever feel like she's a redeemable person, because she hasn't shown anything else but that. And that's that on that. Okay. Anyway, y'all, that was the whole thing. Okay. Whole thing. I'm gonna go to bed, gonna wrap my hair up, y'all. We're gonna see how many days my hair gonna stay down. I for sure thought that today my hair would not still be down. Because usually after one day I wash my hair and put it up in a ponytail. So I want y'all to enjoy my hair while it's down, so no one can ever say we never seen your hair down. We've never seen it. Well, now you have. Okay, I have hair under my hat, some in my buns or whatever. So bad. But again, this was the little recap or whatever for the Housewives of Electric Reunion. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm gonna have some kind of live chit chat. We're gonna discuss the Kardashians, Ray J, Kanye, and just stuff with them and black men and all that. Okay, so that will be tomorrow at 9 p.m. probably, and we'll set a goal. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to like the video. Do not forget to also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay, y'all know the support is always free. 99. Okay. Other than that, I will talk to y'all tomorrow unless Ray J go live, and then I'll pop on live because Ray J be coming up. You know what I'm saying, this is great. Okay, I hope y'all had a great night. Do not forget to be safe, have fun, go to bed, and whatever. Okay, gotta go. Love y'all. Bye.